John Dowl. This evening we have another great group of guests with us and excited to have them as always straight out of Petersburg, Virginia. They are known as Moses Tucker and the legendary Gospel Inheritance. Gentlemen,
yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
This is you all's first time on the show. Glad to have you. And
Yes, sir.
as I said, it's called Moses Tucker and the legendary Gospel Inheritance. Who is Moses Tucker and how did he get started? And before whoever's going to answer that first, let me get you all to introduce yourselves. Start right here and just go around.
Yes, my name is Michael Wilson, and I'm the baritone singer of the legendary Gospel Inheritance.
My name is Eugene Tucker. I'm the second son of Moses Tucker, and I'm the voice instructor of Legendary Gospel Inheritance.
Hi, I'm Jerry Person, third son of Moses Tucker, and I sing in the background of the Legendary Gospel Inheritance.
Hey, everybody. My name is Rick Antonio Tucker Sr. I'm the number one son of Moses Tucker in the Legendary Gospel Inheritance, and I'm also the manager that managed the group at this time and point. Moses Tucker is a man of God. He's a mighty warrior. He's the man that made sure the family was fed. He worked hard. He worked hard to make sure everybody was taken care of. And then one day God touched his heart and he became a warrior. We call him what, Gene? A golden voice?
Golden voice.
I mean, he was a singer. He started this group in the early 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the early 60s. And he started with myself, my baby brother, Eugene. Let him see you again, Edward. And my deceased sister, Valerie Yvonne Tucker Heath. And we called ourselves the Holy Vets. And he taught us how to sing. Daddy taught us day in and day out. And we had a cousin with us named John Wiggins. And the Holy Vets became, I was, what I was, Jim, 4, you was
4
3,
years old.
and my sister was 5 when we first started singing the gospel.
That's when he first taught you all to start singing.
He first taught us how to
5 years
sing.
old.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, I was singing before I was talking.
Amen. And we all, we came out,
A bunch of 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds to listen.
yes.
That's what I
Yeah,
want.
man, we sung with perfect harmony. He
Yeah.
taught us how to sing in perfect harmony.
And nobody wanted to bang on the table and play drums and play
Oh,
piano
yes,
on,
oh, yes.
on the furniture and not the actual instruments like most children do.
Yeah, my sister, she played the keyboard.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Eugene, God bless him, so he played the guitar, and I was the drummer.
Now, who taught you all to play these different instruments? How did that
It
come
wasn't
about?
taught. It was a natural
Oh,
gift
wow.
from God.
Okay.
God anointed us to do these things. And as we grew and got older, then we began to take lessons to
Okay.
play properly, how to
Okay.
play properly. But somebody didn't want to play guitar too long. So
Now,
he
why-
played up for a little while. He put the guitar to the side, and I kept playing.
Why is that?
But I just had more interest in the vocals then.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
I used to always watch my father as he was singing with the other groups.
Uh-huh.
He had a lot of male groups that he had was a part of the whole
Okay.
Legendary Lambs of Joy when he first started.
I remember them,
Yeah,
but
yes.
probably not your father. Like I said, you all are older than
Yeah.
I, but I remember the Lambs of Joy.
Yeah, Lambs of Joy and but
Yeah.
they had the specials
Okay.
back in the days in the early 50s and 60s.
Uh-huh.
Lead singer for them groups, you know, and so we just inspired because the singing was done in our home. A lot of groups came out of 1219 Farmer Street,
Oh, wow.
where we live, you know. Most all the gospel groups in Petersburg and Hopewell and Tri-State area came out of 1219 Farmer Street.
Yes, they did.
1219.
When, did y'all ever rehearse there?
In the back room, in the hall.
In the hallway.
So did neighbors, anybody would stop by and watch
Oh,
people?
man,
What,
they-
like, what,
yes,
is
the sidewalk
what,
people.
what was that like?
Yeah.
It was awesome for us as little kids.
Okay.
It was awesome, you know. And then, and growing up, my daddy, we came out of Bethesda Bible Way.
Okay.
Bishop John Solomon Bean was the pastor there. And that's the church, the home church, the mother church that we came out of. That's the mother church that
Okay.
we came out of.
Okay.
And Daddy did have a couple more groups he formed after the Holy Vessel. That was the Mr. and Mrs. 2 pairs of a husband and wife team. Then he formed the Gospel Charms. And then he became a member of the but there's a specials, and they was an awesome group. And from there, he begot the Gospel Inheritance, which is the group he had now, and we've been singing now for 53 years.
Wow. So
53. We'll be celebrating our 53rd anniversary on June the 14th, right here in the city of Petersburg.
And I'm only 56 years old. That is amazing. So it sounds like he had a talent for finding people that could sing or getting it out of people to start all these groups.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Because I imagine they all could sing. I don't imagine he started the group and you had a couple people that just didn't
Well, you
sing.
know how that is. In,
Okay.
in every group, you have somebody that you have to teach. Ain't that right, Mike?
You right. I'll go along with that one.
And so, and he did have a couple of guys that coming along in the group that was young and singing. Then really, they had the talent. Now, you're right, John. They had the talent, but they had to need that little sharpening. You know, like iron sharpen iron. You keep on rubbing on a stone until it become a diamond. You know what
So
I mean?
give me an example of somebody that can sing. They have natural ability, but they still need to be coached or something. An example, just how.
I don't need that to my voice. That right.
Yeah, how do you bring that? You know,
Well,
I may have a natural talent and I want to join you, or somebody said, John, you come join us, but you got a natural talent, but you still need some work.
yeah, well, but basically singing comes out of, everyone is in this world created to do certain things.
Okay.
And, like my situation, like my brother spoke when I was young, I clenched a hold to the guitar. But as I grew older, I started listening to voices. I had the privilege of a lot of times training a lot of women's voices. God just blessed me with an ear,
Okay.
to hear sounds, to hear pitches. And it's just, bring out the best of you, like in your voice. Where you talk is really where you'll be singing it.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that.
Uh-huh.
If you got a deep voice, as you talk, you might be a natural baritone singer.
Mhm.
Your voice, where you talking there, you might be a second tenor singer.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of fact of just molding your voice into the sound that you hear. That God's given you. Most of the time, it's a God-given thing. A lot of people can go by piano, guitars, and hit notes, and and hear the sound and get it that way, but then they lose it when the note's gone. But if you got the natural talent, the God-given spirit in you about voicing and vocalists, always stay with you.
Can you tell if someone wants to sing a song in B, but they should be singing in E flat?
Yeah,
Or can you pick up on that?
Yeah, you can pick up on it because you'll stay in your range. And if your range
Okay.
go out of range, then you might start cracking, or
Mhm.
you might start, losing your pitch and losing the sound. And that's when you go off track. And then it'll be my job to bring you back, to where you need to be.
That's how I started. I was all off key, didn't know a key, but working with him, he gave me the ideas of what the keys.
Now, did you have that
sound.
natural talent to sing, like your brother said?
Like you said, you have to have the will. If you don't
Okay.
have the will, then you're never gonna get it.
Okay.
And the anointing part of it.
So you wanted to learn to sing?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And Jerry is an excellent singer.
Uh-huh.
And he do have the ability to transform what he writes on paper into songs.
Mhm.
And he came to us when we found out that he was our brother. He was one of them brothers that we didn't know about in the beginning. But I was ministering in my own church at this time, a Way of God Temple. And he came in one day and he told me, he said, hey man, I'm your brother. I looked at him, and Dad was over there. We had the minute. Dad was over there by the window fixing something for me.
Okay.
And I went over. I said, Daddy. He said, yes, son. I said, this guy said he's my brother. Daddy looked at him and looked at me. He said, yeah, he's your brother.
Just like that.
And from that day on, Jerry, how old was you then? 22?
About 32.
You were 32 then? And from that day on, I accepted him. And he's been my little baby brother from that moment on, from that point, from that day on until this day now. He's been my baby brother. He is my baby brother. If you look at him, you see he looks just like Moses.
I want to get back to you. voices trying to hone people in.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to work with someone who wanted to dominate, but it wasn't the right thing to say, hey, look, I need you to kind of back off.
Yeah,
I
because
need you to stay here, but even though you want to go here, but I need you to stay here, and here's why. Even though they may have the most talent in the world, but I need you to stay here because it's best for the overall group and not just you
yeah.
shining.
Yeah, you run into that problem with any group in a lot of situations. Like, for instance, I had a female group that had this young lady, I had to basically just take her from way back from her childhood to teach her how to sing because she would just go all in her own zone. And her zone did not fit with what the style of singing we was doing.
Mhm.
So eventually I had to dismiss her.
Oh.
You know? Yeah.
So she never wanted to, like,
She never wanted to listen,
oh.
you know, and comprehend.
1 minute before the break and then we'll come back, but I want to close. Is that disappointing or disheartening, or do you just chalk it up when you see somebody with that kind of talent, but they just won't listen, or they just want it to be about them,
It's just
or they
like-
just want to out-sing everybody?
Just like a football team, you could be the best quarterback in the world, but if you don't want to call the plays, you got to go.
And on that note, we are going to pause for a break or a timeout, and we'll be back right after this. This is Listen Up a Minute. During the break, they will sing a song of their choice, so you'll get to hear them a cappella. This is Listen Up a Minute.
You ought to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
You got to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
You ought to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
He will save your soul.
Save your soul, save your soul and make you whole.
He will save your soul.
Save your soul, save your soul and make you whole.
You ought to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
Well, I came to Jesus just as I was.
What you do?
Weary, wounded, and sad.
Yeah.
I found in Him a sweet old resting place, and He has made me glad. You ought to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
He will save your soul.
Save your soul, save your soul and make you whole.
You ought to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
Go ahead.
Said I was once lost in sin.
Come on.
Where
Jesus came
Hey.
and took me in.
Yes.
I came to Jesus, and I came to Jesus. I came
to Jesus,
I came
and I came to Jesus,
weary and worn,
and I came to Jesus,
but I came.
and I came to Jesus,
Oh, I came,
and I came to Jesus,
and I came,
and I came to Jesus,
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 I came.
and I came to Jesus.
You won't come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
You ought to come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus, come to Jesus as you are.
We are back with Listen Up a Minute with the legendary Moses Tucker and the legendary Gospel Inheritance
That's
from
right.
Petersburg, Virginia. I noticed, Mr. Manager, you have on a Cowboys
That's
hat.
right. That's right. The number
Your
one
brother has
team.
on a Vikings hat.
Yeah.
You You got a favorite football
He
team?
a cowboy.
Cowboy.
And you?
Yeah,
Go
I'm a
Cowboys!
Raider fan. Yeah, I'm a Raider fan. Yeah.
Raider, oh, and
Yeah.
what's you,
So what's
Mr.
it
John?
like, before we get to that, what's
You
it like
tell
with
me what you
Thanksgiving?
want,
I grew up a Redskins fan,
Uh-huh.
and then I changed, one of my good friends used to work for the Jaguars, so I rooted for them
And?
while she worked for them. And then I got more into sportscasting and broadcasting, so I just hope for a good game.
And that's Dallas.
Okay. So what's it like when everybody's in one room doing football season?
Oh man, it is crazy. It is crazy. He think he got the best team in the world.
Well, I really do because, you know, I have my bed full of the trash.
Yes, it
cans,
does.
closets. Everything's Minnesota. It's the-
Okay.
It's the perfect people eaters in my room.
Okay.
Yep, Trump,
Oh.
everything decorated,
Gloves
laid,
and all.
laid
Was
back.
y'all's father a
Watch.
football fan? I
Was
see. Was
a
y'all's father a football fan?
No, Dad
really?
didn't care too much.
Dan
He
was-
got Cowboys.
he was a
and
boxer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a
He was
boxer.
a Golden Glove champ.
Yes, he
Oh,
was.
wow.
Yeah.
So,
Electrician.
oh, nice. So I take it, he steered y'all away from boxing?
Yeah, we
No, I did boxing.
Okay.
I did boxing and martial arts and wrestling.
Okay.
We
So
did.
he was okay with you all boxing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My sister was the better boxer.
What? How'd you find that out?
She was.
How'd you find that?
She
You
fought
keep
out
that
battles
up.
for us.
This year, okay.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you see how he was an electrician too?
Yeah.
My daddy was a
He
jack
took
of
us
all
straight.
trades. He could
Okay.
do anything. Yes, he could.
He has his own electrical business now.
Oh, wow. Tell us a little bit about that.
Other than singing the gospels,
Yeah.
I do have my own business doing electrical work. I've been in the business for 33 years now.
Wow.
Amen.
There's nothing electrical I can't do. But music is my desire of singing the gospel. But when I can't do that, I just do what's make the money. Because singing don't make no money right now.
Hey, speaking of which, now you all have been around a lot longer than I have. So you all remember when gospel groups were good,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
but they did not make the money that a
Right.
lot of gospel groups are making now.
Oh man,
Right.
we used to travel the roads. My dad and my mom and my brother Eugene. We used to travel the road, Pennsylvania, New York, Baltimore, Maryland, and we just go up there for pennies,
Yeah.
just enough to
Yep.
get the gas in your car and come back. You know. But today, the gospel singers looking for money. I mean, big time money.
And there are a few that have been around long enough to make some money.
Oh yeah.
Which is a good thing, but a lot of them, just because of age and whatnot, they just didn't live long enough to make the kind of money that they should have made.
Right.
And the difference was back in the days. See, we came up in church,
Okay,
and our main goals was, to sing and try to save some souls.
okay,
Right.
It wasn't all about the money thing. It was about
Right.
the minister,
Right.
and maybe some soul out there would get saved through the music,
okay,
in the ministry of the music.
okay.
And nowadays it's a whole different pattern thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
And well, we recorded a long time ago with the family group TNH Gospel Singers.
okay,
And we was on the Budweiser contest with Plumpton Wonders
okay.
and out of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't first place, but they gave it to them because they was rock and roll.
Right.
And it was a beer fest.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So you know how that turned out.
Yeah.
But they came to us after the program and told us we should have gotten the trophy.
Mhm.
We just did our single, glad to be in the service and God's reality.
And they weren't about to promote no gospel at that
Yeah.
time.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you know what it was, yeah.
In the late 80s, so gospel wasn't full-fledged like that in the ball games and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention my daddy now has his first CD out
Oh, really?
called Witness to Salvation.
Okay.
It's an awesome song. It is blessed. And out of his years of singing the gospel, I'm so proud and honored that he's had this opportunity to have his own CD out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So this is the first one for him?
First
Yeah.
one for
Oh,
him.
nice.
Yes, it is.
But he did record with us earlier in our career with my brothers and my two nephews.
Yeah.
Had a gospel group called the Brother United.
Brother
Okay.
United.
So he recorded a song there, I Want to Go to Heaven.
When I died.
When I died, that was just one of the songs on our recording at the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
But this is his with the gospel heritage. And we're so proud of it. I wish he could be here today, but you know, due to this health reason.
Yeah.
You know, we have to just come.
Did he ever work with or get to see some of the groups of old? I'm guessing he was,
Oh, yeah.
he probably came along, I guess, with the Harmonizing Ford, the Canton
Pilgrim
Spirituals.
Jubilees.
Yeah.
All of them.
James Cleaver, are these
Swanee
old and
Quartet,
younger, about
yeah.
the same age, about
Oh,
that
yeah.
time? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Swanee Quartet, all of them.
Yeah.
He's been a gospel quartet man all his life,
Mhm.
you know, and we are the fruits of it.
Yeah. I mentioned those groups because a lot, the Harmonizing Ford, they were right out of Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But they probably did not get half of the accolades they should have gotten.
Right.
And like you said, gospel wasn't being promoted. They probably didn't have the people around them to push them like they should. I remember watching a program that talked about them, and they were scheduled to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Uh-huh.
And at the last minute, Carson decided, no, y'all can't come out because I don't know how this audience is going to react to a black group coming out. And you can imagine
Wow.
how they
That was a
felt.
letdown, yeah. That was a great letdown.
But you think that, all right, if they're now, I guess they were still taping in Burbank, California. So imagine the people that had not heard of them.
Mm-hmm. Would have
Or the
had a
people-
chance.
Exactly. Or
to
the
hear
people, and that would have opened up more doors for
For
them
them.
and also other gospel groups.
Right.
And then think of the people that weren't fond or into gospel at all. And you hear four guys wow, you just think of the lost opportunities
Yeah.
because he decided
At that moment,
Yeah.
not to have them.
Yeah. Before we close up, I want to ask, do you all pay attention to what's going on in the gospel world today,
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as radio
Yeah.
goes?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard, I guess there's an argument or discourse or whatever you want to call it, or people saying gospel and Christian music?
What?
Yeah, yeah.
So when people say gospel, they automatically think black.
Yeah.
When they say Christian,
Thank white folks.
yeah. What are y'all's thoughts on What are y'all's thoughts on that? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, I think, you know, when they do say gospel, they think about the time when a lot of black cultures and heritage was doing the slavery times, and they sung a lot, you know, for their pain and anger.
Okay.
You know, but Christians, like you said, was more like of the other generations, Catholic and
Right.
all, stuff like that.
But if it's all music, gospel music, or based on, like you said, saving souls
Yeah.
and celebrating Christ, then what's the difference? Or is it just something that the music industry?
I think it's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, me too. I think that's the way it is, you know. That's the way they look at it like that, you know, and everything, you know. But for us, we just created a word because that's what he wanted all his children to do.
Yeah.
You know, he want all of us to come together as one, you know, and do his will, you know. And so therefore, that's why we sit here and we are very blessed. We are very, very blessed, you know, because we are as one, you know, like a family, you know,
Okay.
and everything. And we understand each other. We have that saying, you know, when we're together and everything. At practice, we know it's all about business. On program, we know it's all about business, you know, and everything. So therefore, we are connected. We feel each other, you know, and we know when one feel something different than what we feel, then we come together, find out what's going on with that person, you know, because it's love, you know,
Yeah.
it's love, you know. And I am truly blessed to be with these guys right here. So many different groups. I was somewhere before I came to them, you know.
Okay.
But I am blessed to be with them because they appreciate me, you know, and I appreciate them. They respect me, and I respect them. And I love singing with these guys, you know. And right now, the things that I went through in life and that I am very, very, very blessed, you know. And that is something teachers, these guys right here, his mother and father, you know, and everything. They talk to me, they did this, they did that, and I had that grown upon in this family, you know. And this is the family who I want to stay with, you know. Not just in single wise, just being around them, you know, because they don't talk me a lot, you know.
Okay.
And he really told me like about the music and everything, you know. Because I was telling that I had, he could have gave that to somebody else, but instead, he gave me that shot, you know, he gave me that shot. And I appreciate that, like I appreciate them, you know.
When is y'all's next event coming up?
I got an event coming up in May the 9th, at a weekend on Mother's Weekend, and down in the Tri-City area of Hopewell. It's going to be an event honoring my father, Moses Tucker. And I would like for everybody that can, if you will, come on out and help us celebrate and honor Mr. Tucker. You can contact me, Ricky Tucker, at area code 804-479-1404. And it's going to be a ticket event, and tickets are $20, adults only, and it's just leave your children at home and let your family come out and honor the legendary Moses Tucker for this great event.
And we will post that number up on the screen so they can get it. And the venue has not been selected yet, but folks, I just want to say how nice this has been, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Keep spreading the gospel, keep teaching. Hey,
Right.
you just make sure people don't toast the houses. Try to hook up stuff. Call the electrician. Leave it to the expert folks. Don't try to leave it to them.
That's right.
And we're going to pray for these Cowboys fans.
Oh, come on, y'all. Cowboy #1.
Folks, on that note, for the entire staff and crew that makes this possible, this has been another edition of Listen Up a Minute. I am John Dowl. See you next time.
Jersey, he'll be in 30 minutes, man. Papa, how long you been singing?
Sherman,
Uh-huh.
that I meant when I said I was sorry. I am too. But it's over.
Oh,
I don't
get
crave
that.
any hard feelings.
Good little while now, ain't it?
Something that couldn't be avoided, I guess.
Hmm?
I pledge to be the change I want to see in my community. Register and vote.
I pledge to vote in all elections, local, state, and national. Vote.
I pledge to always remember people suffered and died for the right to vote. Vote.
I pledge to always remember we, the people, have the power. Vote.
I pledge to always remember to make a change. Vote.
I pledge to remain in school until I graduate. Register and vote.
I pledge to remain a law-abiding citizen and protect my right to vote.
I pledge to always demonstrate respect for myself and others. Vote.
I pledge to get out the vote.
I took the Get Out the Vote pledge. What about you? Vote.
Take the pledge.
Take the power.